Welcome to Hidden Gems of Nature. Today, instead of a hike or a water trip, we're going to go for a drive. I don't do these very often, but we're going to explore and discover on a drive. This hidden gem is actually the canyon that we'll be driving through. It's quite a unique beauty of a canyon, a very narrow canyon that you can take your vehicle through. The canyon does require four-wheel drive and high clearance vehicle, or any kind of an off-road vehicle. In fact, for an off-road vehicle, this is probably easy to moderate drive. For a high clearance, long wheelbase truck like I drive, it's a little bit more difficult, but should be a lot of fun. We're excited to go through it today. We are currently about 12 to 15 miles east of Florence, just past the Gila River diversion dam, and a couple miles north of the Gila River, heading into a narrow canyon. I've actually been here once before, about 16 years ago, but the kind of vehicle I had didn't have enough clearance or four-wheel drive, and so I was unable to make it all the way through or even to go very far through. The canyon narrows either by brush or by wall, so let's enjoy the view as we go. We've just locked in our hubs. As we approach the canyon mouth, there's a little bit more water in the canyon. It rained earlier in the week, and so the canyon is actually flowing with a little bit of mud in the bottom of the canyon, as you can see. As I mentioned earlier, I drove into this canyon about 16 years ago with my kids, and we came to this spot, and we're unable to make it past this spot in the canyon in our large vehicle that had a lot of clearance, but not enough clearance to make it through this segment of the canyon. We'll have to get out and see if we're able to make it through this segment of the canyon with our truck. As you can see, we made it past the first high clearance area and have come across a couple of more, each of which took a little bit of time to maneuver through, but again, with this long wheelbase, it wasn't too easy. I'm sure in an off-road vehicle, it would have been much easier. We've come around another corner, and here's another high clearance location. We're going to go ahead and videotape this one so you can see us coming over it.
Come on, you got it.
This is probably my favorite section of the canyon. We've come through several narrow spots, but this spot is probably the most narrow and steep of the sections that we've come through. In fact, we had to pull in our mirrors in this segment of the canyon because we'd have probably busted off one or both of them had we not pulled in the mirrors. As you can see, we've come out of the narrow section of the canyon, which was quite an enjoyable drive. We really enjoyed that section of the canyon, and the uniqueness of that beauty. Coming out here, we feel like we're on a super highway, as wide and as smooth as this part of the road is. As we continue our drive today, we'll be able to see a few additional hidden gems that we discovered while we were exploring on our drive today. Came up out of the canyon, and there staring us in the face was a bull, and right there on his nose is a piece of cholla. I'm not sure if I'm more afraid of the cholla or the bull. As we continued our drive, we came across a couple of coveys of quail. We were able to get this covey of quail on video. Don't know if you can see these quail well, or these that are scurrying back into the brush. Try and zoom in on one of these for you. So we got out of the truck on the drive out of the canyon. There's a little petroglyphs site with some boards. We walked down in here into the canyon, and there's the petroglyphs right there. I don't know how well you can see them, but there's your petroglyphs right up against the wall. This is one of the surprises we got as we were on our drive this morning. We came across some petroglyphs. There's actually some history markers up on the side of the road. I don't know how many people drive out here because we're quite a ways out here. We're actually standing down in a wash right now. Kind of pan around here so you can see the wash that we're in. And up above us across the wash is where we're parked. Here's some additional petroglyphs. As you can see, these are the ones that we just came across while we were driving down the road. Really quite pretty. Never know what you're going to find when you go on one of these drives or as you're out exploring and discovering.